My name is Xiaoman Gu. I'm from Xiangyang, Hubei, China. I think I'll just describe myself as somebody just trying to be myself. I don't have a specific art type that I really like. I will try to dig into the work and then try to find the story behind it. So I think I moved to Indiana August 2016. So I think that was like 4 years ago. I think that was a very intuitive decision between me and my parent. Then one day I just had the opportunity to come here, and I just went home to talk to my parents about it. And then my parents are like, yeah, why not? Just go see what's other cultures like, what's other countries are like. Then I think because the US is known for the American dream, so that big blueprint, that big picture is something I wanted to explore a little bit more. So my family is me and my mom and my dad and all the puppies. And I've always been close to my family, even though my dad travels a lot as a businessman, but I'm still really close to my mom and my culture back home. I think I have always interested in art making, but I think I didn't come to determination to be an artist until when I was 18. So I guess I didn't really think much about what the art realm is supposed to be or what's it like. And then I think in my head, all I know about art is all the history that you learn about the art, and then all the works that you see in different institutional setting. So I guess in my head, I didn't really have any kind of expectation for it until I moved into this profession and started learning more and more about it. I knew when I first started, I was really interested in painting. Eventually, since the more I learned about art, the more I became more open-minded towards more disciplinary works, especially with interdisciplinary works like installations or sculptures, or the works that works with unconventional material that we will associate with fine art. I think definitely, like being an Asian female artist, there is that constant stereotype. Either my imagery or my subject matter that I picked for my art is expected to be Eastern driven imagery, or they expect me to be a submissive, quiet, then soft spoken Asian female. So it's just like the two different stereotypes joined together. So when I bring my work to a new group of audience, especially if I bring my work to a group of white audience, then that's like the pre-assumption they have already drawn about me. I like tell myself it will be a lot easier if I just try to fulfill their expectations. Then I will have an easier time in the profession. Then I will just feed what they are wanting from me. So I think that's something I think about a lot. Then try to tell myself it's kind of true and it's not true at the same time. I think every single injustice you can name out in our social reality right now exists in the art creative realm. It's the same thing. It's people with power, with privileges that's not willing to give up their power or their privilege. Then like saying giving up, I mean like recognize the issue, then work with the people who have experienced social injustice, who have experience with the struggle, then try to hear them out so they can move forward, or we can move forward all together. Every single thing you can think about, from high classical art training, even to nowadays the curatorial culture of institutional settings such as museums, art school, galleries, they are all based upon a very white male driven platform. So then that comes with all the questions, all the problems, all the issue on its own. I wouldn't say like they don't understand, but some of them don't recognize students of color, people of color who are, or they have to work a lot harder to get the opportunities they just already have because they have relatives in this art making. We have been placed in a really underprivileged position in the whole art community, which means we'll have to work a lot of harder, try to get the same opportunity they already have because they have a white uncle who's related to the art center, because they have a white grandma who used to be a donor for this gigantic art institution in this town. So they were born into this privilege, then with all that comes with opportunities a lot of students of color do not have. So I attended a online Zoom meeting that's hosted by Black Cultural Center through Purdue University. Then the speaker they invited onto the platform is Dr. Kelly Morgan. Then she has been my mentor for the past 2 years, and she just resigned from the New Fields Museum. So for me, her action of leaving and then giving lectures to future students, future artists, and then artists in the industry right now, just talking about the idea, it's time for us to even bring our work more forefront. Then we need to start building our own platform, because we it's almost near impossible to flip the table totally around. Then now it's just a time for us to building the new platform. So I think the phrase building a new platform give me a lot of hope, because I know there is more than one person working towards this. There's a group of us. Nobody's ever alone in this. We're all, like, not all in this together, but we are all in this together. It always goes back to the racial topic. If you go around to all the first Friday shows in Indianapolis, I would say 85-90% of work that's been displayed in all the galleries are done by a white artist. And we're not even talking about the quality of the works. We're just talking about the racial percentage behind all the works that's being created or all the works that's being displayed. But we have a lot of artists of color are creating in this community, then it's definitely underrepresented. Because we are still constantly dealing with a white male or white heterosexual male who's holding the power position. Then that's just something, like I said before, with all the problems that we exist right now. I'm angry all the time, but I have to remind myself I gotta fight. Then if I don't fight, who's gonna fight? So I don't know. I can't really put my emotion into one word, because it's everything. It's every single human emotions combined. Everybody gets tired. Everybody gets to a point like, I just wanna be hands off. Then fuck it. Then you can't just do that. Then on the other side, it's I don't want to see my brothers and sisters go through the shit we're going through right now. It needs to. We're trying to combat a systematic issue that has been very long lasting. Then it's really hard work, but we just gotta keep going. Art as a common visual language. Then it's just like writing. It's brain power, it's power food. It's feeding into our spirit, it's feeding into our core, our soul. So yes, we can definitely make a difference with our work, our paintbrushes, our tools, our table saws, band saws, you name it. They're just our weapon to fight. Everybody should take responsibilities, then just listen to students of color, or just listen to human experiences when they are crying out. Then don't only consider students of color when we are facing the issue on the dot. We should always take their opinions and their voices into consideration when we do future planning, and just being willing to give out opportunity to more students of color than just listen and learn. So the color red is a repeated pattern in all my works, whether it's through a string form or it's just a color as a color flat or it's just a little section of my print. So the color red, in a bodily fluid sense, it's the human blood. When you cut anybody open, it's red. Then culturally, because the red is a symbol of all the good moral, good virtue that our culture, my Chinese culture, my mother culture tried to teach me to be. So it carries all the symbolization of what my roots means to me. Then personally, I think the color red for me represents humanity. Then it's more so in a hopeful way. Every time I see the color red, I know I'm hopeful. I'm trying to move the thing forward and trying to unite between me and others, or trying to make the connection stronger. I want to stay hopeful until one day I really like absolutely convinced there's no hope left, but I don't see that day either. I want people to take away with the idea, just be you. Then be you in a way, like you keep your own authenticity, and at the same time respecting others the same way you want to be respected. 如果用一句话来总结的话，我就希望大家觉得他们的所有的一切的想法，他们一切所有的情感都是真实的，都是有效的，都是存在的。就我只希望他们看到我的作品就知道，或者是看到我这个人，我希望让他们觉得哦，他们是很特殊的，他们是很独特的，而且他们不需要任何人去告诉他们你很独特，你是唯一。只要它存在，它就很独特；只要它存在，它就是唯一。
Should be gone? Okay, we're good. Rolling. All right, ready?
I think so.
Okay. What is your name?